Hey guys, another episode of Tri-County Accountability here. So you can see there's an ambulance here right now. This ambulance actually just arrived about 30 seconds ago as I was walking up. This officer has been parked here in this manner, blocking traffic. Clearly it's a bit of a busy time here in Yarmouth. No emergency lights on, literally on the curb. This is a vehicle BXK528 and car number 45A3 with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police here in Yarmouth. So this would probably most likely be a town detachment vehicle. And like I said, I understand they're most likely here for a good reason, a medical emergency. But at the same time, I think when parking facing the wrong way, I think it would be important to initiate or initialize your emergency lights, because it's clearly a traffic obstruction, and it was actually causing a little bit of confusion with a few of the vehicles that were trying to get past. They weren't really sure what was going on, so I think that's something that needs to be addressed in the future. And whoever this officer is, maybe if they come out in time, maybe we can talk to them and say, hey, you know, I understand that you're here for a reason, but maybe next time it would be best practice to turn on your emergency lights and warn people that you're in the way, because it's a slight obstruction here. You clearly see that this vehicle isn't parked the greatest, and is slightly sticking out into the road here. So I think that's something that needs to be addressed, because this road isn't very wide. This is actually just a town road, so there is parking available, as you can see, up the road, and there is parking allowed. It's just, I think that it would be important to not obstruct the road, as well as inform the citizens that are driving coming up that there may be an obstruction or emergency that they need to be aware of. And by leaving their emergency flashes off, it just gives a sense that they didn't really care about the individuals that were coming by. So like I said, hopefully we can speak with this officer and see what's going on. Also, you're just gonna see here, so I'm not gonna get close enough to record any information that's on that screen, because like I said, this is most likely a medical incident. But I think it would be pertinent for the officer to also try and alleviate releasing anybody's information to the public, because clearly that's visible from the public. I'm standing on a public sidewalk here, just simply recording, and that's something that I could clearly see with my own eyes. They left their computer screen open, and that may or may not have sensitive information that deals with an individual's personal information. So for best practice, it might be a good idea to close that as well. I think that might actually be some sort of policy that the RCMP has. And just quickly here, I just want to come back here and see October 2024. So that's coming up here shortly. As you've seen on the channel previously, that's something that we like to look at. Because there's a lot of RCMP vehicles that are in violation of that. And that's something that if you and I were in violation of that, we may or may not receive a ticket for that. So that's something that we like to check on with our public servants. So like I said, just want to see if we can catch this officer for a moment here, if he's got a moment, and just talk to him about the way that he parked and with no emergency flashers, because he was here first on scene. I know that the video started a little late and the ambulance was here as well. Me and my spouse were actually taking the kids for a walk, and I walked up there and I was thinking about coming back and recording. My phone was dead, so I'm actually recording on her phone right now. And so we walked up past, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go record this vehicle, because this was the sole vehicle here when I first walked by, and it's clearly facing the wrong direction of travel and is sticking out in the road and still doesn't have its emergency flashers on. So I think that's something that I wanted to address. We're gonna wait out here for a little while, and obviously if there's anybody that comes out due to a medical emergency or anything like that, I don't want to jeopardize anybody's anybody's privacy or anything like that, especially when they're dealing with that kind of thing. I understand that I am in public and they would be in public, but just out of respect for that individual, I think it would be important to not film those individuals. So if they do come out, I'm going to make my best effort to not get those individuals on film. I'm only here for the police officer right now, and just by the way that they parked, and now after observing that their computer's open, the way that they've left that open and potentially allowed personal information to be leaked to the general public, especially involved in a medical call. So that could involve medical rights. I'm not exactly sure what that is in Canada. I know in the States they like to call HIPAA, but I'm not 100% sure what that would be considered in Canada. Like I said, we're just gonna hang out here for a little while longer, see if this guy or gal, I guess. We don't really know who the officer is right now, so we'll see if they come out and they have to say anything. So just for a little bit of context here, we're on Main Street in Yarmouth. We're actually just right up the road from the Firefighters Museum, so it's something an easily Googleable spot. So we're just right up the road from that, and obviously I feel like this officer may have been in a hurry, but if he was in a hurry to get in the house, he was also in a hurry to get here. So I think his emergency flashers probably should have been activated in the process of coming here, and I don't see the purpose of turning them off once he arrived, or he or she arrived. So we've got another officer pulling up. It's 45A1, the RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, rather. Geez, word soup today. See if they say anything to us. We're just peacefully recording on the public sidewalk here. Like I said, if they are able to come out and have a moment, we'll talk to them about no emergency flashers while facing the wrong way. I understand that they may be here for a particular reason, but that's what they're intended for. And now we've got two officers in the residence. Hopefully everything's all right in there. So I'm not going to pause or edit this video. Has kind of been the way of my channel this whole time. So I know some of this content might get boring. It's a lot of waiting and just watching nothing happen. But I just want to let you know that there are watch analytics, and the watch time does help out the channel a lot. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, it would be great if you guys do subscribe and hit the bell notification, so when I do upload content, you guys don't miss out on it. And like I said, just the watch time for YouTube analytics is really helpful for me, and it slowly creeps me towards monetization. So if you'd like to really help this channel out in a meaningful way, watching my content from start to finish is the best way to do it for me right now. I've met my subscriber goals. I've met my all the other goals except for the watch time hour goals. It's not really necessarily something that I'm trying to actively hit. I don't really think it's that big of a deal if I ever get paid or something from this type of content, but it would be kind of nice maybe one day to make a couple dollars, and then I could maybe upgrade my computer or something for my kid. But just holding them accountable and doing my part in my community is prize enough, because there's a lot of times that there's things that the community does that the officers do on a daily basis that we would definitely be ticketed for, and they seemingly just get away with it. So just like to speak to this individual about the way that he parked today, and if there's any way to remediate that whatsoever, and see if there's any way we can change this type of behavior, because this could definitely cause some sort of accident, or it definitely did cause confusion before the ambulance was here. So I think it'd be nice to speak to them about this. Oh, step back here. They seem to be coming out. Like I said, I don't want to film anybody that might be having any type of situation going on. Like I said, I do want to speak to the officer just about the fact that when he arrived, he didn't initiate his emergency lights, and it caused a bit of confusion for the public here, and I think that's very important. Like I said, I don't want to film the individual, because it seems like he may be involved in some sort of medical situation, and that's a hard spot to be in, whether it's mental health issues or addiction issues or just physical health issues. That's something that's hard to deal with, and I'm glad that this individual is getting the help that he needs. And like I said, I'm just gonna... Oh no, I'm not taping you, boss. Like I said, we're not gonna get this individual on film just for his well-being. I think that that's important. And now that the individual is out of my sight, I'm just gonna continue recording the individual. Here comes the family on the walk ski. Hello. You want to meet me up there a little ways? Okay. And there's this officer. Excuse me, sir, can I speak to you for 1 second?
Just make a quick...
Can I just get your name and your reg number first, just to know who I'm speaking with? I just don't want to mispronounce your name.
Constable Bougouis, 6395.
Thank you very much. When I walked by, I just noticed that when you were parked here before the ambulance arrived, that your emergency lights weren't activated. And I think there was a bit of confusion when you were inside. Obviously, there was something going on, and you may have been in a rush. But I think that that's very valuable in the future, maybe that you activate that, especially since when you were probably coming here, it was an emergency.
You have my name, badge number.
I think that I think a dialogue is good. As well as the information that you left open on your screen. That's somebody's personal information. If that was your family or somebody else's, I think you'd want that taken care of. And see, this is the respect that we get of trying to have a decent dialogue with police officers. Try and just be nice. I was trying to be nice, be respectful, and I didn't cuss or swear or be belligerent whatsoever. And this is the type of response that you get for trying to help out public safety. So I guess Bourgeois will be getting a complaint today in regards to this situation, because unfortunately that's a sad state of affairs, that a police officer, an individual that we pay tax dollars for, won't even have a general conversation with a member of the public for 2 seconds about some misconduct that he himself, against police policy, committed. That's unfortunate. And like I said, I was not belligerent or rude or condescending to this officer whatsoever. I asked him if I could speak with him for a minute, because he hadn't turned his emergency flashers on and he created confusion for the public. And this is the disdain that we have for the public. These are the officers that we pay, and this is what our tax dollars pay for. It's sad, really. It's sad that we have to pay for this type of attitude. Like I said, I have quite good interactions with police constantly. Me and Shane Potty have had quite good conversations in the past. There's quite a few officers as well as jail guards that I've had good interactions with, and Constable Bourgeois here just decides that because I wanted to have a nice cordial conversation with him, that he wants to be rude and condescending and ignore me as a member of the public, as a tax-paying individual. I think that's pretty sad on our department's part, the people that we pay to protect our community. And I'm unsure if he can hear me right now, and I'm sure he probably can. I see that his back window is slightly cracked, and he's clearly just ignoring the fact, and still to this point, while dealing with an emergency situation and facing the wrong way in the road, he hasn't activated his four-way flashers, which for a citizen would be required, at least the four-way flashers. Not even four-way flashers, no emergency lights activated. Like I said, I understand that he was probably here in a rush. I even said that to him, and I was just saying maybe next time it would be pertinent in the future that he activates those, because it creates confusion for the public. And the public was quite confused when they saw a vehicle adjacent in the road, facing the wrong way. So we will be heading home tonight. Actually, excuse me, officer. Can you actually print me off a 4410 form? That's the complaint form that gets submitted from the CRTC from them to you guys. I was actually informed that you guys are able to provide me that. So if you could provide me that, I'd be appreciated.
You'll have to go to the office to get that.
Oh, okay. So you don't carry that? The officer that I spoke to said the same machine that prints out your tickets can print that form out.
Probably could, yeah.
So could you do that for me? But you're just sitting there waiting, right? So could you maybe try it?
It seems like I'm sitting here waiting. I'm actually still doing something here, right?
Okay. Now, could you do two things at once? Because I'm talking and filming, and it's easy for me to do that, right? So I'm just wondering if I can get a complaint form. I'm just wondering what's funny about that.
You can do that online because you do it all the time.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many of them are sustained? Oh, really? Ask Shane Potty about his. Ask him. Huh? You can't?
I can.
Yeah, okay, go ask him. Yeah, and about how he had to come, and I scolded him for like 45 minutes about the same stuff that you're doing right now.
And he still has a job.
That's fine. That's fine.
Do nothing wrong.
It does. Yes, he did. It was literally found out that he did do something wrong. So Bourgeois, you're wrong. And next time, as per department policy, turn your emergency lights on when you're in an emergency call.
That's not
It is, and I know it is. It is, and you're a liar. You're a liar tyrant.